Is cryptocurrency different from money? If you've ever thought, is cryptocurrency different from money? Then you're not alone. There's still a lot of confusion out there when it comes to the world of cryptocurrency. So for us to find out if cryptocurrency is different from regular money or not, we're going to need to shed some light on 4 different areas. The first area to discuss will be the attributes and history of money. Next, we'll explore the attributes and history of cryptocurrency. After that, we'll cover how cryptocurrency is like regular money. Finally, we'll examine the flip side of that, which is how cryptocurrency is different from money. So now we're going to get on board the crypto ship to see where this adventure will take us. First off, I just wanted to give a shout out to all the new Kryptonians joining us here in the Cryptoverse. I'm Zach, founder of Info on Crypto. And if you want to go on a fun-filled, enlightening journey through the wonderful world of crypto, a world where I'll offer helpful info on everything crypto, then just click on the red subscribe button below and tap the little bell that pops up, and the Emperor, aka YouTube, will let you know whenever I post a new crypto video. Now in this video, we'll be discussing if cryptocurrency is different from money. Okay, now let's get this crypto cruiser moving. First, we have the attributes and history of money. So like in the previous sentence, we'll go ahead and start off with the attributes of money. First off, regular money can be used to purchase products and services online and in physical, or what some of us who invest in the financial markets like to call the brick and mortar locations. Now, traditional currencies used to be backed by commodities like gold and silver. However, they're not based on anything solid anymore. Now its true value only comes from people's trust in it and the faith they have in the creditworthiness of the governments that issue the fiat currencies, which is what we call money. Next, we'll talk a little bit about money's history. So money, or fiat currency, got its start in Eastern Asia, China to be more specific. That's where cowrie shells were thought to be what the Chinese people first used for money. Later, China started using metal coins, such as copper and bronze, although there seems to be some inconsistencies as to exactly when they started using the metallic coins. After that, a shortage of precious metals forced them to switch from coins to paper currencies. Now, it wasn't until the 18th century that the West started using paper money. It was also spreading to the rest of the world at that time too. However, according to Investopedia, a form of paper money was used in the U.S. back in the year 1690, which was bills of credit or IOUs. Now in 1944, 44 nations reached the Bretton Woods Agreement to create the gold standard for a fixed currency exchange. Then in the early 1970s, Richard Nixon decided to take the United States off the gold standard, which in my opinion was one of the worst monetary decisions ever. Now some people, including me, think that the dollar or any other government's fiat currency that's not backed by gold or anything tangible isn't worth the paper they're printed on, since there's nothing stopping these governments from just printing money at the drop of a hat to pay for whatever new policy they want to write. Next, we're going to take on the attributes and history of cryptocurrency. Like before, we'll begin with the attributes. To start with, cryptocurrency is a digital or virtual currency that a lot of people, me being one of them as well, use as a store of wealth, especially when it comes to cryptos like Bitcoin. Another thing, whereas what backs regular money is people's faith in the creditworthiness of the countries that print them, with Bitcoin it's people's faith in complex math and technology. Also, online purchases of services and products can be done with cryptocurrencies. Now these transactions are recorded and verified through a decentralized system called the blockchain, using miners and nodes, which are basically computers that are located all over the world. Because of this, it makes the crypto very secure, so that it can't be taken from you or restricted by any centralized financial institutions, such as central banks. Now we're going to get into the history of cryptocurrency. First off, someone or a group of people calling themselves Satoshi Nakamoto is credited as being the father of Bitcoin, although no one really knows who he, she, or they are, or even if he, she, or they actually exist. Now with that being said, Bitcoin was the first fully developed cryptocurrency. However, prior to Bitcoin, there were a couple of attempts to make other currencies online secured by encryption. BitGold and B-Money are two examples of this, although neither of them was ever fully carried out. Then, in 2009, Bitcoin software was first made available to the public. That's when the first mining, recording of transactions, and verifying of Bitcoin happened. However, because no one had ever traded Bitcoin, there was no real way to value the cryptocurrency. So, in 2010, a man named Laszlo Hanyecz traded 10,000 Bitcoins for only 2 pizzas, which would be worth about $400 million at the time I'm making this video. Ouch. I hope he at least got Super Supremes or Meat Lovers or something. Actually, I feel bad for him. Although he later said in an interview that he didn't regret it, which blows my mind. However, since he bought the pizzas, Bitcoin has climbed as high as $63,729.50 per Bitcoin. I also spoke about Mr. Hanyecz and the $400 million pizzas in my previous video, What are Bitcoin's Beginnings from Then to Now? Oh yeah, by the way, what we're looking at now is an article in the US Sun that discusses what Mr. Hanyecz did regarding the pizzas and how he said he didn't regret it. I'll put a link to my previous video and to the US Sun article about Laszlo Hanyecz in the resource section below this video for anyone interested. After that, there was also the emergence of alternative cryptocurrencies in 2011, commonly referred to as altcoins. A couple of the first ones were Litecoin and Namecoin. Nonetheless, now there are more than 1,000 of them floating around out there, and it seems like every time you turn around, there's a new one being created. Okay, now we've come to the point in our journey where we're going to discuss how cryptocurrency is like regular money. First off, neither of them really has any intrinsic value. Now what that means to you in basic terms is that they're not backed by any precious metals like gold or silver or anything tangible. Also, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and regular money are both interchangeable, meaning 1 Bitcoin is equal to 1 Bitcoin, just like $1 is equal to $1. Next, they're both very portable, so they can be carried around rather easily. For instance, the Ledger Nano software wallet can fit in your pocket quite easily. Also, we all know that we don't have any problem putting paper money or change in our pockets. They both can also be divided pretty simply too. For example, you can have 100, 50, 20, 10, 5, or $1 bill. At the same time, a dollar can be broken down into 50, 25, 10, 5, or 1 cent. Now Bitcoins go even further than that. They can be broken down into a Satoshi, which is 100 millionth of a Bitcoin, and represented as 0.00000001 BTC. I know, wow, huh? Finally, we get to the section titled How Cryptocurrency is Different from Money. Now let's take fiat currency or regular money. It is issued by governments and regulated by banks. Then those same governments decide how many of the bills they're going to print. So anytime they want to, they can just print more money, and when they do this, it devalues the currency. Now cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are digital money, where the transactions are recorded and verified using the blockchain. It is decentralized, which means no government or central body controls or influences it. Another thing, people can't just print digital currency whenever they want to. You also have to factor in security when considering cryptocurrency and regular money. Now there are some people who keep their money in the bank. Then you also have people who keep their money at home, possibly in a safe inside a closet or something, or maybe they even keep it under their mattress. Although it doesn't matter where they decide to keep it, there is always a risk of a thief being able to steal it. Now the reason cryptocurrency is called cryptocurrency is that its data encryption and transactions use cryptographic methods, hence crypto in the name cryptocurrency. Also, basically, cryptography is where complex math is used to ensure that only the sender and receiver of a message can view it. Now what that means to you is that if you're receiving some Bitcoin, you should be the only one that is able to access it. That is, unless you share your private key with someone, in which your private key is stored in your crypto wallet, and your private key is what allows you to access and prove ownership of your Bitcoin. So when transmitting and storing the data between the blockchain, which is basically a public ledger, and crypto wallets, advanced coding is used. Now, since this happens, it provides you with a great deal of security. Finally, you have to take supply into account. Now, as I said earlier, when it comes to regular old money, there is really nothing stopping governments from running their printing press day and night. However, with a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, they are finite, so only 21 million of them will be mined or created. Also, for a little bonus information, when you have something that is finite, in other words, there is only a limited supply, like there is with gold and Bitcoin, that contributes significantly to their value. Now, after examining all the evidence, this is the conclusion that I came to. Fiat currency, or regular money, is government regulated. Cryptocurrency is not, at least not at the moment. Also, it's not that hard for thieves to rob someone of their hard-earned cash. However, as it says in Investopedia, a cryptocurrency is a digital or virtual currency that is secured by cryptography, which makes it nearly impossible to counterfeit or double spend. In other words, any cryptocurrency that you own should be pretty secure as long as you're careful and responsible on your end. Now, as I said earlier concerning the other links, I'm also going to put a couple of links in the resource section that will connect to the part of Investopedia that I just cited. Lastly, governments are free to print money at will, whereas cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are finite. Again, this means there will only be a certain amount of them made. Also, referring back to the bonus info, when you have a finite supply of something, it generally makes it that much more valuable. Now, after saying that, there are a few similarities between cryptocurrency and money. However, I believe crypto and money are more different than they are alike. So for anyone who is unsure if cryptocurrency was different from regular money, I hope this makes things a little clearer. Now, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit up the like button, and until next time, always remember, knowledge is your greatest investment. This is Zach, the Prosperous View, signing off.